fuck Parasite shirt doesn't come into Thursday, so I had to wear my Star Wars shirt.
I'm glad you are embracing that. You are going to be using that as a new hashtag of yours?
I might as well. I mean, at this point.
Well, there we go. It looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm just making sure I've spread the word so we can do this. My first time using StreamYard. Robert requested. But so far, this is a cool app. This should work. This will let us have a cool conversation. We have a nice special guest joining us in a couple minutes. But I wanted to get to this story because, look, I wanted to give you a chance to explain yourself, I guess, in a way. Because we had I shared a clip out of context on Twitter today of you reacting to Parasite winning the best picture over the Joker. And I'll be honest with you, my initial feedback, I did use the word ignorant because you did acknowledge you haven't even seen Parasite. And I guess if I any beef with you, it's just like, how on earth were you comparing these films before even seeing it? Go ahead.
I wasn't comparing the films, never once in my video. And for the record, people, I just want to say that I was under the influence of alcohol when I did said video. Just gonna throw that out there. That doesn't excuse anything. I was perfectly aware of what I was doing. But I wasn't comparing the two movies. I had a thought process behind it. I wasn't comparing the movies. Never once in the video did I say Parasite sucks. It's a horribly made movie. It doesn't deserve Best Picture. Never once did I say that. I have my own reason. Look, and correct me if I'm wrong. And by the way, I just want to say thank you for allowing me on your show. I've been trying to get your attention for years. It's sad that this had to be the thing that got the attention, but my thought process was I have a different thought process on why I did the video and then a different thought process of what the video was about. The thing is, it was nominated for Best Foreign Film, one Best Foreign Film. Okay, fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it was then nominated for Best Picture and then won Best Picture. I just feel that it gives the other movies, it doesn't give the other movies time to shine. Okay, if it has its own separate category, then it shouldn't be allowed to be put into another category. We do not have a best domestic film section in the Oscars. We don't have that. Unless I'm mistaken, do we have a best domestic film?
No, there's not. There's just a Best Picture.
So my thing is, if you're going to nominate foreign films in the Best Pictures, which, for the record, I don't have a problem with, eliminate the foreign film category. If you can do that, then eliminate the foreign film category. Because now you're giving movies like Roma, movies like Parasite, more exposure. And the other movies, whether it be Joker, Ford v. Ferrari, 1917, whatever it is, they're getting less chance to shine at this point because now Parasite is just racking up these Oscars. Again, didn't see the movie, don't know if it's worthy of those Oscars. I did not comment on the movie itself, but I just feel like the Oscars, and I don't care what anybody says. And Andy, you lived in California for a while when you were Screen Junkies. You're not going to tell me there are certain people up there that don't have agendas.
No, dude, look, let me be clear. Look, because I don't agree with some of the things you said in there. At the same time, I think you got an unfair shot. People were labeling you a racist. People were coming at you hard. We've talked. I don't believe that was your intent at all. And I'm not out to get you in this interview. I wanted to give you a chance because I think you did go viral today. Phillip DeFranco covered you. And I think the one thing I will stand by in my sort of putting it out is I do think it was funny because, one, you were so angry, which I want to get to where that was coming from. But two, like, dude, you didn't see the film. That's really where I'm going to keep hitting you on.
I didn't criticize the film. If anybody can find out where I say the film sucked or it was
I'm about to do that because you actually did, and I'm not this. You know what I'm going to show you because you.
Yeah, I know what to show you, but I don't remember me saying the film sucked.
That I'm going to put in the word. I don't want to say it out loud, but I'm just searching.
Hashtag fuck Parasite.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm going to share the screen. Hold on.
Shirts are on sale this Friday.
We're adding the stream. Here we go. We're adding the stream. You coined it. I'm pretty sure it's now it's hard to find yours because you did it. But here we go. Todd Phillips was robbed. If you are a foreign film, you should not be nominated in the same category as U.S. films. F Parasite. Look, now I know you've explained this to me, but I got to go out. That's throwing shade at Parasite. Did you not mean that?
It absolutely is throwing shade at Parasite. Okay, okay. Are you a sports fan by any chance?
Yeah, I mean, I follow sports.
So if you're a fan of, okay, if you're a fan of a certain team, your team has a rival team, okay? So when your team doesn't win, you're going to say, fuck that other team.
Okay.
Fuck the New England Patriots. Fuck the New York Yankees.
I'm with you on that. I don't like the Patriots. I'm an Eagles fan, so we can agree on that.
If you are a hardcore movie fan, which I know you are from Screen Junkies and so on and so forth, you like, I watch the Oscars. It's like another version of my Super Bowl. It's my second Super Bowl. I am rooting for.
You're passionate because you love movies like I do.
Yeah, I am rooting for a certain team. So when I see every time Parasite is winning an Oscar, that's another fucking touchdown for that team. Okay. And when it won, when Todd Phillips lost, I was like, man, fuck this, dude. Like this movie just keeps on ranking all this thing. So what did I do? Instead of going out, hashtag fuck New England Patriots, fuck Tom Brady, fuck, A-Rod or all this shit, I said, hashtag fuck Parasite. It's a football. It's a person rooting for a team that doesn't like the other team. That's all it is. There's nothing against the movie. If anybody can show me where I said Parasite sucks, it's a poorly made film, please. It ain't like I'm fucking comparing it to Transformers, people.
Well, let's add some. I just see he jumped in, and I want to give him a chance to chime in because Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers, I see him here. So let's bring him in this conversation as well. Hey, Jeremy, are you there too?
Hello.
Hey.
I love Robert. Robert just makes me laugh. I love
You've been watching a little bit. Look, I'd love to get your sense of this because he keeps saying he didn't hate on the movie, but I do feel like he kind of hated on the movie.
No, I did hate on the movie. I didn't say I didn't hate on the movie.
Good. So you are admitting, you are giving us that at least. You are admitting, yes, you did hate on the movie.
You're saying two different things. You're saying I did not criticize the movie. There's a difference. In order to criticize the movie, I have to watch the movie, which means I never once said the movie sucks, it's bad. Never once did I say that. I am hating on the movie because the goddamn movie keeps making touchdowns. Every time I turn around, another fucking Oscar. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes. Jeremy, go ahead. What is your thought on
well,
this?
I see where Robert's coming from. And I know Robert, we've had a lot of beef in the past. We put that behind us. I used to think Robert was the moron that a lot of people are saying he is now. And then I talked to him and he's a really fun-loving dude. He's got a lot of self-awareness. The first time we confronted each other after all of his critical videos of me, he literally owned everything that I've ever said about him bad. He's like, yes, I know, I'm this. And I was like, okay, I respect that, But so with the football terminology, I get where he's coming from. But at the same time, when you do say fuck New England and fuck Tom Brady or fuck whoever your team isn't, it's because you have some understanding of what that team does because you watch them every week and you got it. You didn't see Parasite. So, but I'm saying, I understand what you're saying, but that's why people are being really defensive about how the process went, because I think Robert has good points in his video that he made. Unfortunately, those points were completely drowned out by the hyperbole and the F this and F that and United States of motherfucking America and all of the stuff he was saying.
It did make me laugh. Let's be honest.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I did a reaction to his video earlier on my channel. And I even told him, I said, dude, I'm not throwing shade at you. You know what I'm saying? I said, I just want to make this video to, because people are asking me. And I couldn't even keep a straight face when I was reacting to it because he's like, this is so funny. But the reason I'm here, by the way, is just because, a lot of people saw Andy and I had, a discussion on Twitter. And then I was going to have Robert on the show, my show tonight. Andy was going to have his. I just felt like it was best if I make a quick appearance. I just wanted to say my piece. I'm not going to be here long because I want the focus to be on Robert and Andy and their discussion and everything like that. And I think I'll be on.
Thank you for joining because I invited you. I asked you to join us because I know Robert. There was a little bit of a worry of like, am I going to treat Robert fairly? And I hope this will ease some people. Like, I don't want to sandbag anybody. I'm going to be honest. I'm being honest. You've heard my opinions, but I don't think nobody deserves to be canceled and kicked out just because we have a disagreement of opinion. So yeah, thank you for, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. I'm glad we could figure that out. Jeremy, thank you. For that. And I'm glad you could connect so Robert could feel a little bit more comfortable that I'm not going to come at him hard because I'm not. I want to have a conversation with you, Robert. Yeah. But yeah.
And like I was saying, like Robert, if I was going to have you on Geeks and Gamers and I was going to talk to you about it prior to step down, like, I was going to say like, yeah, man, I think that you made a lot of mistakes in terms of how you said it and what you said it. And just by the way, this isn't anything new that Robert does this on his channel a lot. The problem is it's reaching the masses now. and he's facing an avalanche of criticism on Twitter. And this is what Twitter does, and everything like that, which is fine. My day will come when this happens, you know, and it's just part of it. If you're on the internet, this is part of what happens if you get some traction. But I think that, you know, Robert should bring that same self-awareness to this situation as he did to mine and his beef, you know. And I think a lot of people will find him a fun-loving dude, because he's a good guy. He really is a good guy, and that's with all. Like I said, we're not like, this is a person. Robert's someone that criticized the hell out of me a lot, and I found it to be comedic for the most part. But he went after me a lot, and all it took was one conversation. And he's a good dude. He is a good dude, and I hope people can see that beyond it. And that's it. That's all I'm here to say. So I don't want to bog down the show or anything like that. So
no, thank you for coming. What I want to do, if you're down, Robert, and I know you, I would like to watch the video, because I know some people in the comments are still like, "What are we talking about? What happened?" And if you want to start and stop, Jeremy, you can stay or not. But if you want to start or stop, Robert, like I'd love to give sort of context so we can almost watch this in its entirety. Because to be fair, I did clip it, and you did offer some more sort of insight before and afterwards. But is that cool with you to play it?
Well, I would leave the decision up to Robert in terms of me staying or going. Whatever you.
I don't care. I'm cool with whatever.
Okay, all right. I'll hang then for a bit.
Okay, so Robert, let's watch this video, and I asked some questions, but I just so people can get what are you? Why am I doing this? What are we talking about? Let's address this, because I have it up here, and let's watch it.
You got to be shitting me, right? This has to be a joke. This absolutely has to be a joke.
So go check out Robert Storms if you like this. Look, I know you had a lot of followers. So people were coming at me. It's funny. Before I even get this, I want to say, like, people were coming at me saying, "I love Robert." People were saying, "How dare you give Robert a platform?" People were coming all over. So at least people are reacting to you. Was that part of the goal of this? Is that sort of
absolutely? I don't do anything by mistake.
Now, do you regret any of this yet? Or I guess we can
I do not regret. I do not regret anything. I regret some of the things I said, or not what I said, but how I said it. I don't regret anything. When I first came face to face with Jeremy, Jeremy was like, "Well, how come you're making videos about me, whatnot?" It was like, "Well, dude, your videos blow up on fucking YouTube. Okay, you hate Captain Marvel, you hate Brie Larson. I'm gonna take that shit, impersonate you, and spin that shit in a positive way. You know why? So every time you do a video about Brie Larson, Robert Storms' name is gonna pop up on it. Okay,
you're playing the algorithm. I get it.
And this was my mindset going in last night after the Oscars. I took a few minutes, talked to my friend who was over with, watching the party with me, had a few beers, and I was like, Parasite's trending. Okay, let's do a video. And I'm thinking, well, what could the title be? Well, woke is popular. Let's talk about Oscars being woke. So I went in and I played that fucking card the best I fucking can. And guess what? 3,000 views in like an hour. So guess what?
This is more of a question for Jeremy. Are you proud, Jeremy?
Am I proud of what? This is what I've inspired. So
apparently, this is what you've inspired. Do you think you did a good job?
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, if I could be on Geeks and Gamers and title a video my top 5 favorite Mario Kart tracks and it gets 100,000 views, then I'll make that. But YouTube doesn't reward diversity of content; it rewards you to react to trending topics. That's just what it does, and it's part of it. It's part of the game. But I love Robert's self-awareness there.
Well,
that's what I like about it.
I asked this genuinely because I don't always go. I don't like the whole woke thing, and everybody complain about the woke thing. To each their own. But do we really feel like Parasite winning was woke? Is that?
I don't. If Robert does, that's his.
No, I don't. You don't, Jeremy. But like Robert, what was so woke about?
I don't think it was woke at all. I don't think it was woke. Them winning or Parasite winning, I don't think that was woke at all. But you know what? Woke is trending. Parasite's trending. You throw them motherfuckers together. Guess what? Look how many fucking views I got. And look, I bust my ass on my YouTube channel doing skits and taking a lot of time to edit and stuff. And to do that and get 2,000 views is very depressing. But when you can sit there and just get drunk and rant on something and get 10 times that, then why not fucking do it? Yes, I do believe if Roma and Parasite is going to be in Best Picture, then eliminate the foreign fucking category. Okay, because there is no domestic category.
That's a serious conversation that I want to save because I had this video too. Let's get to that in a minute. But I like this topic.
Yeah, to answer the question, do I think Parasite winning is woke? I can't necessarily say it is. Or I haven't seen the movie, but based on what other people that I know that I respect and people on my team have said that the movie is a fantastic movie. Do I think the Oscars are woke? Absolutely. Not even close. But
I'll agree with you on that, but I think Parasite winning, I don't think was a sign of its wokeness. I think it was a sign of, wow, they actually picked a cool movie.
No, I
Robert,
don't think
you, to your credit, just so I'm clear getting your answer here, you just did that for keyword and for views. You don't actually believe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. You look at what's trending and then you throw that in, and anyone who actually subscribes to my channel knows I fight for diversity on my channel. I fight for like, diversity in actors' roles. Like, I've done tons of videos on Black Panther, on women being recasted in male roles. I fight for that stuff. Okay. But I don't think Parasite winning was woke at all, but I do think the Academy is patting herself on the back on, look, we did something good, guys. We did something good. White people didn't win. I do think, and you were thinking, you were in California. You know these people have agendas like that. This isn't shit I'm making up.
I'm not going to agree on that one, but hey, have your opinion. Look, I think I do think there was a little bit of they were trying to make good on. There was a lot of white nominees, so there was a lot in the show that felt like they were trying to make sure to diversify the show, is what I'm trying to say. I don't have a problem with that. I don't understand the problem with that. But I really quick before I lose them, I do want to, some supporters have made comments. Let me just get through a few of those and then we can get back to the topic. Noah Klein, thank you for that note. On another note, many movies are in various categories for sound, cinematography, etc. Why shouldn't Parasite be given the same leeway in that sense? Yeah, I mean, we'll talk. I want to talk about should a foreign language film get 2 chances at winning Best Picture, because I do think it's actually a more complicated, fair conversation. So thank you for that. And then Ninroyd, hi Rob, I watched Parasite today and it was okay. So there you go. And then thank you for that support. And then we had a couple others quickly. I just make sure I don't lose them. I lost a couple. So sorry. If you guys send them over, I'll get to it in another minute. But so thank you for that. I want to though. It sounds like we're in agreement. It's not about Parasite winning wasn't woke. You were just sort of joining the trend of being mad that Oscars are woke and sort of bled that into your title and your video to sort of get clicks, is what is the reality, honest answer to that.
Yeah, I think the Oscars have real opportunity to show that they want to be diverse, and they don't. When stuff like Dolomite Is My Name doesn't get nominated, or Uncut Gems don't get nominated, and some of these big movies that actually have diversity don't get nominated. And I'm not taking anything from Parasite because, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment on it. But I do think there was a sense of pat yourself on the back for this. Sure.
And for your answer about the wokeness, I at least I do acknowledge and appreciate your honesty, because look, why am I doing this stream? For clicks. Got a ton of people watching because this is some interesting drama. Look, the reality is, like, I want to give you, everyone deserves a chance to be heard. It's up to the audience and whether they're going to listen to you or not. So whether we agree or not, grateful for the conversation. And I don't fault you for trying to do that. I just think we got to be careful on some of the political wokeness of rallying a group to get angry at another group when it's not actually even woke is just one thing personally I try to avoid, because I don't think that helps. But I did think your video was more comedic. It seemed like you were doing.
I do that. I always take my stuff and turn up the volume 100%. I always play myself turned up, and I always try to be somewhat comedic in everything I do. Like the whole United States of fucking America. Like that's all done for comic relief. That's what I do in every one of my videos, whether I'm doing a skit or impersonating Jeremy or whatever. I'm always doing that type of stuff because I want to be entertaining.
Right. So were you amping up the entertainment value to sort of get, was that part of the persona that you were doing, which I want to play in a minute, but that as we're watching it and actually, as we watch it, it'd be interesting to know, was it a performance, or is that the real Robert?
Oh, that was a performance. If anybody who actually talked to me, they know how I really am, and they know how I am behind in front of the lens of the camera.
And which is what?
I'm more of a calm person. Like I will talk like one-to-one if I'm having a real conversation. But when I get in front of that camera, people don't want to see me just go, yeah, I don't know about Parasite. Joker should have won. But once you start to amplify your reaction, people want energetic, entertaining. That's what I did.
Okay. Look, again, I appreciate you telling us what it is. Let's go through some of this clip, because I do think for people still wondering what's going on.
All right. So hey, I am going to bounce because I do think this is more of a two-person conversation. All I can add is I think I can just derail the conversation because I like the way you guys are communicating. So I'm going to bounce. I appreciate it. Robert, talk to you later. Andy, talk to you later.
And I appreciate the support there. Have an awesome night.
If you're,
you can hit me up if you're really watching. Like, damn, I need to say something. Come on in. You have the link.
Okay. And if you're watching and you like me, hi. If you don't, fuck you. All right. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. Look, I appreciate that he was able to have a conversation with me. We did it out like men. When you guys have a beef, just call the person, have a conversation, try and work it out. Don't just start at assumptions on Twitter. But great. Now that we're just us, let's get to this video because I do want to watch this video with you so we can actually react and get your commentary.
The channel once again. If you're new to the channel or if you're a repeat viewer, do me a huge favor. Don't hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it if
you're slurring your words a bit. So how drunk were you at this point?
I think I had like 11 or 12 beers. The better the chance of YouTube sharing this video.
Even the glasses being crooked. Was that on purpose or you didn't even notice?
I really want this video to be fair, my glasses are always crooked. I got a crooked head. I'm a little bit upset, okay? I'm a little bit upset. So I just
Were you actually upset?
I was disappointed. I wasn't upset.
Okay. So already you're sort of amping it up for cameras.
The Oscars, something I do every year with my buddy Adam, Filmmaster Adam. And Parasite won Best Picture. Here's the problem I have with Parasite winning Best Picture. It already was nominated and won for Best Foreign Film. So if Best Foreign Film is the equivalent to Best Picture for the foreign films, why is it then allowed to be nominated for Best Picture?
Now, look, I want to pause because that is a fair question. That is not an offensive question. That nothing so far you've done offends me. You have asked a valid question that I think a lot of people don't even want to take the time to even ask because they're like, well, no, of course foreign films should have the same shot. But when you really think about the question, I will give you credit there. It is a complicated question because it is true. Foreign films get 2 opportunities. And a lot of times foreign films just don't win Best Picture because, we'll give it the foreign film, which isn't fair either. So they are sort of put in this weird place where they have an advantage, but then sometimes they don't. And as I talked about in a video I did with Lewis over at Nerd Report, we started the thing we came to was maybe the studio should get to a point where they submit to one or the other. So that way they can just say, you know what, let's submit to foreign language, or let's actually take our chances and submit to Best Feature. I'm not personally a fan of that because I think it's going to just deter a lot of foreign films from winning Best Foreign Film, which I think is a legit fair honor for them to get. And it's like same thing. If you do that, you got to strip away the animated feature and doc as well. Any other sort of broad feature category would have to be under the same rules in my mind and I think that's a bummer because a film like Toy Story 3, which was nominated for Best Picture and then won Best Animated Film, might not have won Best Animated Film if they're like, no, let's try and take that shot. So I think it's complicated, but again, a fair question. Is that well said? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, all right, we're still on the same page there. Ninrod also just sent in a chat. Thank you. Joker was a great movie. We'll get to that. Trust me. I understand you think Joker is better. I look forward to having that conversation. Also, is Rob going to end up watching Parasite now? Master Penguin asks. I'm going to get to that too, but I want to challenge you. Actually, let's do it. I want you to actually film your review. Are you going to do that in the next couple of days? Can you promise us?
I was originally going to watch it on Wednesday regardless.
Okay, good. So you will post a review on your channel that people can go watch and actually see your opinion on?
Well, here's the thing. If I would have done a review on Parasite, no one would have watched it. Maybe they'll watch it now.
They will absolutely watch it now. And are you going to amp up your character and just embrace this, or actually review it fairly?
Well, normally if I'm going to do something like seriously, I would do like an intro skit. And then I would do the video seriously because I always want to have something funny in there to catch people. So I might do like a little skit, because I have this like little stuffed animal I do kind of things with, and I have different characters I play, and I have like a redneck character and something. So I might do like a skit and then review it seriously.
Okay.
But that's all right. Like I don't know. Again, I do everything for what I think is going to get the most views. Sometimes
you're saying that, whether that's right or wrong, that's sort of what we all are attempting to do. But there is a line sometimes.
There is.
Right? You don't feel like you crossed the line in this video?
Let me tell you this.
Well, watch it too. We can see and we'll judge it. But go ahead.
When I started the Robert Storms channel, I went to every movie I could possibly see. Hands of Stone, like it doesn't matter. I went and saw so many movies, and I sat and I reviewed them as serious as possible, and I got 200 to 300 views. And then
that is a reality. You're right.
Yes, and then I started reviewing Marvel films because MCU was popular, and then Black Panther hit, and I was really one of the only people really championing Black Panther. And then overnight, I got a lot of subscribers. So then I started, implementing different characters, different characters and skits to try to get to be entertaining. I created because at that time Just League was failing, so I created a CEO called David P. Dumbass, who was the CEO of Warner Brothers, making all these bad decisions on DCEU. Like I made like all these skits to make fun of what was going on in Marvel and DC and whatnot. So back when I was doing legit reviews, nobody gave a shit. But when I started finding out the algorithm and what people wanted, like, I don't give a shit about woke and not woke. I don't care. I just go see movies because they're good. I don't care about the agendas and whatever behind it. But
it's fascinating because I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just like, but why are you encouraging that narrative then? Like, if I'm really going to put your feet to the fire a little bit, which I wasn't trying to do, but don't you see some harm in sort of this fake anger, this fake outrage?
No, because I believe everything I'm saying in this video. I don't believe how I'm saying it, but I believe the message that I'm saying it in. Well, if that makes any sense.
Well, because LJ Williams, thank you for the comment. LJ Williams said, you said you stood by the video and it was real. Own it. And I hear what he's saying, because it does feel like you're saying it's a character. You're saying you were drunk. It seems like you're making some excuses, but I guess you also are saying you stand by and believe everything you said.
No, everything I say is always what I believe in. I do things for the show of it. I believe in everything I said in that video. I don't agree with how I said it. Again, if I would have slept it off and slept some of the alcohol off and did that video the next day, it would still have the same message, but I wouldn't be going over the top of the United States of fucking America. I wouldn't be doing that.
Right. Then you wouldn't have probably gone viral. That's definitely what helped it. Slide RSB, thank you for the $2. I'm done watching. This was a wasted interview. Well, thank you. I'm glad you stuck through it. But you paid me to knock me. Not offended. Ninrod, Joker. Oh, we got that. Joker was a great movie. I just want to make sure. And then there was one more. 1917 is foreign. Master Penguin is correct. It is technically
British. Then how come it wasn't nominated in foreign movies?
But I mean, he's right in that it's British. So, they don't actually let English films get put in the foreign category, which is also complicates the whole conversation there. So valid point. But let's get to, so you don't believe in it's woke. You don't believe that what you were saying was woke or something woke, but you stirred up that woke.
I think
for attention. And I guess I just want to ask one more time. You don't think that's a bad thing to sort of create false outrage?
No, I do believe that's a bad thing.
Well, do you see that you might have done that a little bit?
Yes, I can acknowledge that. I have to put what I can in the title to get people to click. I hope when they click that they see what I'm trying to say and see the message behind it. Now, again, I fully admit, with me under the influence of alcohol, that video was all over the place, and the message I was trying to give isn't very clear. I did see a couple people do a video today, and they really kind of break down what I was trying to say in a much better manner. But I don't believe Parasite winning was a woke agenda. I do think there's some Academy voters that are patting themselves on the back, but you watched the Oscars last night. There were so many things going on that was woke in the Oscars last night, all night long. I don't think Parasite winning was part of that.
Okay. But that's all I'm getting at, because you didn't really call out anything that was woke. But so let's go back, because I keep sort of teasing it, but I want to play some of this video just so we can have it fully. Sorry, and I don't mean to keep looking around. I have two monitors here, and I'm not used to this control tab. Here we go. All right, but now I have the video is up. Here we go. Let's continue to watch and give your commentary.
Can someone explain that to me? It isn't like the Oscars has Best Picture and Best United States Film. Right? It's like we don't have two chances to win a movie, right? Like Joker, 1917, Ford vs. Ferrari, Marriage Story. They didn't have two chances to win an Oscar. It was Best Picture and Best Picture only. It wasn't Best U.S. Film, Best Foreign Film, then Best Picture, right? But no, Parasite had the chance to win Best Foreign Film and Best Picture. So why? Like, I don't get it.
Look, I don't have a problem with that, but I see your point. Is what I'll at least give you that. Is that fair? And I think we can get to the argument of should it be nominated, but I just want to make sure I look. That's nothing you've said so far is unfair. I mean, America does, there isn't a best American film. It's sort of implied with the Oscars.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Best picture is sort of best film released in the U.S. The foreign films don't have to screen in the U.S. to be nominated. That's why it has the advantage, because they're trying to just admit, all right, because there's the BAFTAs, the British Academy Awards too. So it's just a nice gesture to sort of show that cinema is worldwide and that there's a lot of great cinema out there. And giving the foreign film best Oscar is a really good thing, because it lets a lot of people learn about foreign films that they might not have. Parasite is getting a lot of attention now because of, obviously, even if it had just won best foreign film, I think it would have gotten attention. But the fact that it was cracked that glass ceiling of actually being best picture too only made it that much more impressive, which in my mind it deserved. But let's keep watching this.
There's a reason why they made the best animated category, because Beauty and the Beast was nominated for best picture, and then the Oscars decided we're going to make its own little category, which I'm okay with, to be honest with you.
So why are you okay with that? Why is it fair for animated films to get 2 shots?
Well, the thing is, what was the last? Because I know it happened. I know one was Up, yes. But how often does it happen? And I still stand by that same statement. If a film, like say my favorite animated film of the past couple of years is Into the Spider-Verse, right?
Sure. Yeah, best film of last year, I think.
If it got nominated and won Best Animated Film, it should not be nominated for Best Picture. You're taking away from other movies that could get more light. Okay, now look, how many people were upset about all these movies that didn't get nominated? Uncut Gems, all this stuff, right? If you would have kept Roma just into the foreign section, you could have added stuff like Uncut Gems or Dolomite's My Name and some of these other films. I just feel like if they're gonna have their own little separate category, why do they also get to play in the big sandbox too? If you're gonna do that, you got to be fair about that. Well, it's not. Why can't we have like a best domestics film or something like that? If you're gonna have a best foreign film and they get to branch out, why can't we have a domestics category and that branch out? It's kind of weird, my thought process on that. It's just I'm trying to see what's fair for everyone. And when you have a film that's
unfair for animated to have that second shot, you're saying, well, it's rare. Foreign film has never won Best Picture either. It's the first time. No documentary has won. No animated film has won. Yes. In theory, that could change next year or the following year, and then you'd have the same problem with it. No.
No.
So you're going to eliminate that. You're just saying the rule, because you say you don't have a problem with animated film, but you do.
No, I did say that. I said if Into the Spider-Verse it won Best Animated Film, I believe it shouldn't. If it did get nominated for Best Picture, I think that's wrong as well. It should have stayed in whatever that category is. We have categories for a reason. If we start
admitting the animated documentary, all of them should have the same rule. If you're going to win one, you shouldn't get nominated in the others.
Yes, I think they need to limit that, because how many times, as soon as those nominations pop out, Andy, you know as well as I do, I've seen you talk about this back in the old days. Well, what got snubbed? What got snubbed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if those movies don't keep crossing over out of these categories, we can add some of the other movies that got snubbed. How many people?
Yeah, but hold on. Well, I just want to say, Parasite deserved to be in the 10 best. I think absolutely. In fact, it was the best film for me.
And it should have been nominated for foreign film then.
You mean it shouldn't have been nominated for foreign?
No, then they could have added some other foreign movie that probably could have got it.
You're saying Parasite should have submitted for Best Picture instead of Best Foreign Picture, International Picture. Okay, but you're agreeing that should happen in all major film categories.
All categories.
Documentary, animated. Okay, noted. So we're now. That's what I was trying to make sure I understood. Okay, let's continue to get to the meat of what went viral.
Why do we have Best Foreign Film, yet these movies are then qualified to enter Best Picture? True, we can sit there and say, well, just because it's foreign doesn't mean it's the best picture. That's fine.
Look, and I know a lot of people are giving you trouble, and a lot of people are making fun of you. Everything up until now is fair, guys. It is. Everything he's done up in this isn't nothing to me is like outlandish, where I'm like, there's a little drunkenness. And to quote Nimrod 243, alcohol is very dangerous. I have spoken. It can. Be careful. I know that from drunk movie fights back in the day. All right, here we go.
But out of everybody in the United States of the motherfucking America, how many people actually fucking seen Parasite? Can someone please raise your goddamn hand and tell me, for the love of Christ, how many fucking people in the United States of motherfucking America saw Parasite?
I did.
Okay?
I did.
Okay, but how out of everyone in
Guys
the
in the
United States
comments,
of
raise your
America,
Show me on a hand emoji.
and this is a legit question. Let me ask a legit question. If
Okay.
I would go to my local mall and interview 20 people and be like, "Have you seen Parasite? Have you seen Joker? Which one did you think would win? Not which one was better. I just want to say how many people do you think actually seen those films?
You mean like middle America?
Yeah, I'm talking about the average Joe on the street.
Yeah, I think a lot of them would just assume Joker win, but they don't know the politics of the Oscars.
No. I'm not talking about who won. If I would go up to, let's say,
like what was the best film? You mean?
No, not even that. If I just go up to Jimmy G and say, "Hey, did you see Joker?" and he goes, "Yes," and I say, "Hey, did you see Parasite?" he would go, "What's that?" I'm talking about if I ask them if they just seen it, not winning, not nominated, just asking if they've seen the movie. And I'm telling you, out of everyone in the country, I'm willing to say out of the whole population of your average people, what, 2% of the people actually seen Parasite? Your average person on the street?
Sure. Okay. Well, here's a great question on that same topic. Scott Sullivan, thank you for the support. Scott just got your super chat. If you guys, there's just the chats are moving so fast. So if you want me to actually ask Robert a question, you got to send it over there. But Scott asks, Robert, if Parasite was nominated for if Parasite was never nominated for Best International Feature, would you be upset it won for Best Picture? And answer honestly, because I can tell you're a big Joker fan.
No.
You wouldn't have had a video. You
to be honest with you, I might have still said hashtag fuck Parasite because I was pissed because my team didn't win. I wouldn't have done a video on it.
Okay. But yeah, it wouldn't have been as intense as what we got because
because again, I just feel like by it being basically, I feel like it got double dipped and it's taken away from something.
And
so
it took away from your team winning. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and if it was nominated for foreign film, there could have been a different foreign film that didn't get acknowledged that could have took the place of Parasite. Because now it was in both categories. That's what I'm really trying to say. It should be submitted to one category. If you think it's Best Picture, own it, submit it to Best Picture. It shouldn't be in both because I guarantee you there's a foreign film out there that got snubbed that should have got recognized as well.
Potentially, Rob just asked also, but is the awards a who made a better film or who made more money? Because why are we awarding people for making money? Seems dumb. I mean, the point being, it shouldn't be about the most popular film, which Joker was, hands down. It made a lot of money. It needs to be about sort of what the Academy, who is respected industry professionals, decides is the best film. You and I don't get to vote for it. They do. Shouldn't it be their sort of decision and not just a popularity contest? I mean, that's what the People's Choice Award.
Look, dude, Joker wasn't the only film I was rooting for last night. Whether it's Marriage, I'm currently going through a breakup with my wife. So Marriage Story really meant more to me than any of the other movies nominated for Best Picture. I was rooting for Marriage Story. I was rooting for 1917. I was rooting for Ford versus Ferrari. But that wasn't my point. I thought Joker really spoke well to the culture that we're in today. With all the real life situations, I just felt like Joker was very important and I wanted that movie to get acknowledged. I don't care what film, at the end of the day, I don't care what film won Best Picture, any of the other movies, because for the past, I don't know how many years, since Birdman was the last movie that I liked that actually won Best Picture. So I really don't care who won Best Picture. It was just, I feel like it's taken something away from something. And like I said, my whole thought process of even doing that video last night was, what's trending on Twitter?
Fair enough. All right, let's go back to the video. Here we go. Wait, let me make sure I'm used to clicking other handles. Here we go. That's my shot. Oh, guys, if you're here, be sure to subscribe. How about that? Or even just click join. You can become a member today. We're going to have a lot more fun exclusives like this, so stay tuned. But here we go. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you're watching this, because I think this is a fun conversation. A like for Robert for being here, putting his feet to the fire, and coming to a place he didn't know, wasn't potentially comfortable with. I applaud you for being here and being honest with me. But let's continue this video.
I don't know what Parasite is. I don't give a shit about Parasite. It's fine. It won Best Foreign Film. You know why? Because it's a goddamn foreign film.
Now, look, this is where people are sort of implying and assuming you're racist, which I didn't see it as that. I saw it as, again, potential ignorance and just you not realizing what you were doing. But can you see how this sort of like, yeah, it's a foreign film, who cares? Blah, blah, blah. Can you see how that might seem like someone might assume, oh, this guy's is some just neckbeard racist, alt-right Trumper? Like, can you see why they're just sort of lumping you in that? I don't think that's right, but
yeah, sure. I get it. To be fair, I forgot I even said that until I rewatched the video this morning. I'm just going to be real with you.
So you copped that one. Probably was just the alcohol taking over.
I was probably saying a lot of stuff. Yeah, I gotta go in, gotta rant. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But I just want to say this out loud, or to say racist is a very powerful word. You shouldn't just use that very nonchalant, right? Like if you shouldn't just call somebody racist, and just because I have no hair and I have a beard, I shouldn't be called a neo-Nazi. Trust me, guys, if I could grow hair, I would. But I worked retail for 17 years, so I can't.
Right.
Just saying.
No, but that's a serious thing it is true. And I know a lot of people who don't want to acknowledge that and just throw that term around, racist. Anybody who voted for Trump has to be racist. And I've been in the left bubble. I've accused and assumed that as well. But I've met conservatives here in Florida, and they're very nice, smart people. Doesn't mean they're all racist. They're not. Sometimes there's a lot of ignorance. I will be honest, and I think that sometimes is what people misconstrue for racism. But yes, it is a well said thing that guys just have to be careful when you throw the word racist out. That you got to really make sure, does this person actually hate black people or whatever? I'm saying you got to make sure you're actually, you know what you're accusing somebody of, because people are just throwing that word out on Twitter like it's ugly, and it's not, the term. It's a very harsh, negative, extreme word that we do have to be more careful of.
And you can go back and watch my previous videos. If you honestly think I'm racist after we watch previous videos of mine, then I can't change my mind.
One of the reasons I had you on is because we have a mutual friend, a fan of ours, Bunda, who vouched for you and spoke up and said you're not a racist, you're a good guy, and I trust him. And so I did want to make sure I didn't step into a crazy thing, but I at the same time I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I hope I'm having a good conversation. I appreciate you coming on. I hope you're feeling good. Let's keep going through this. The rest of this, just so I can get through it and ask. Nindroid. Joker is a lot more popular. Also, it's Nindroid. Thank you for finally saying Nindroid. The Tater Master. Rob, 1917 is a British film. You realize that, right? We've covered that, but you do understand 1917 as a British film.
Sure, but it wasn't nominated for foreign film, but okay, that wasn't my point.
So because it wasn't, you don't want things there. Ang Boy, POC here. Person, so that's a person of color, I think is what that, right? Isn't that what that means? POC. Hold on, let me make sure I go out of my here. So there we go. POC here. You are racist. You're empowering racists in the chat. Parasite does a better job of explaining those themes than Joker does. Stay pressed. Look, I think you don't. That's not fair. How people use the words doesn't mean he's a racist. I do have to defend him on. We have to be careful of that. He hasn't done anything that shows he's racist and says he hates other races. And that to me is what you sort of need to show. Now, could he be empowering racists? Yes, I called him out on that. And he did sort of acknowledge, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said where I said there. It seemed like it was a little leaded. So he has acknowledged that, but I do think it's unfair. I'm not going to call Rob a racist here, so I don't agree with that. Zach Berman, Parasite is about the same themes as Joker, but it actually says something about social inequality and class, unlike Joker. Watch the damn film. He's right. I'm not trying to hammer you in that because I know you haven't seen the film, and as we get to the end of this, we're going to talk about Joker versus Parasite, but hard to have that conversation since you haven't seen it yet. Okay, thank you for that support. Keep them coming as we go. I appreciate that. Here we go. Let's watch now. Let's go to... Wait, can I just change this to you? No. It only puts me up. Can I move you here? No. All right. I can't. I wanted to put you solo, but I can't. All right. Let's watch this.
Joker. And look, I don't care if Joker didn't win. I wanted to win.
Oh, and sorry. One more. We got Jason Miller. I follow Rob. He is not a racist. Thank you, Jason, for vouching.
Thank you. Hey, it's my boy. Hey, what's up, Jason?
For Rob. Look, guys, we got it. Don't just throw that term around. Look, you might not agree with his politics. You might have said something stupid. But that doesn't mean he's a racist. I'm going to die on that hill. I'm sorry.
And to be fair, I don't do politics.
And everyone wants me to torture you and just make you look like a jerk here. And they're bummed that I'm not being that character. But look, guys, let's have a conversation. Let's have some fun. Let's really answer some questions, Here we go.
It could have been Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Marriage Story, 1917, Ford v Ferrari, Little Women. I don't give a shit. But fucking Parasite, which won Best Foreign Film, Best Director, Best Picture. I'm sorry. If you won Best Foreign Film, you should automatically be invalid to even be qualified to win Best Picture. You should.
Now, look, again, that second part there is the same thing I've already said is a fair comment, whether you agree with it or not. It's a worthy conversation. I've had it now all day. People have fought with me about it. It's actually a more complicated conversation than I think most people want to admit. Some say, well, of course, I do too. But I in listening to the other side, it is a conversation worth had. So again, still, you're okay.
And it pisses me off because Joker, let's talk about Joker.
Now, here's where you're going to really
look at United States of America right now. What is more important to our culture than the Joker? About a movie that talks about mental illness not being taken seriously, about how people in high places look down and frown upon the poor.
That's literally what Parasite is about.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't see the movie, so I didn't know that until I got hit with like 500 tweets today. People telling me.
Yeah, and that's I think also why this went viral, because you do sound, no offense, really
ignorant
and ignorant here, because you just like it's fun. I was laughing at you, sorry, but I was just like, dude, watch the movie, because everything you're calling out for Joker is what Parasite excels at, because it's all about class structure, about this lower tier South Korean family just dying to be in this upper class, and then the upper class just looks down at them and says they smell, and it's class warfare, even I think more impressively done than Joker, because Joker's really just following Arthur Fleck. This one's a little bit bigger, so I would argue, and I've seen people all day do it to you, and they're doing it in the comments still, I would argue it does it. The things you're complaining about here, Parasite actually does better. Whether you like the film or not, whether you like reading films or not, the reality is Parasite is doing exactly what you're criticizing it, saying it's not. So that was sort of the irony here. But let's finish the comment, and then you can chime in.
The poverty and people with mental illness, how we need to take this more serious. But no, forget all these fucking social problems that Joker touched upon. Let's have a better woke agenda, and let's go full fucking woke, and let's give Parasite the first fucking thing.
So there we go. So now, look, I've defended you up until this point, but this is where you're going off the rails a bit, because you've admitted you didn't admit that it's not actually woke. You're fueling a fire here of and this is where I would say be careful, because this is where you would fuel the racism, whether you, and I'm not saying you are, but do you hear what I'm saying? Like, this is where it can get problematic, I think, if you're asking me, and we're on my channel, so I'm going to share my opinion, but I think this is where things get dangerous, because you're fueling hatred. You're fueling rages of, oh, those woke academies nominated that Parasite movie who doesn't even understand social issues, when it did understand social issues, and I don't think it's winning at anything to do with its, South Korean aspects. It was the best film of the year. So thoughts on that? Can you see that perspective now? Do you have any sort of?
I saw that perspective from the get go. Like I said, I don't think it winning was woke. I do think there was Academy members that pat themselves on the back, going like, look what we did. We did this, just to kind of show themselves that, well, look, guys, we're diverse. I do believe there was hints of that. But I don't think that was the overall reason why it won. But yeah, that's just really my thoughts on it.
But you can see there that fanning these fuel of, well, it's a woke agenda of everything, that doing that without actually meaning it can be dangerous. Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree that's dangerous. But like I said, I do think there was hints of it. I just think I elevated more.
Some members were saying, yeah, we let the foreign film finally win. Yes, we're good. Yeah, of course, Hollywood does do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the intent of the Academy and everything.
I don't think that was the intent.
That movie.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for clarifying there. Let's keep going.
They said Parasite, the first foreign language movie to ever win Best Picture. Well, pat yourself on the fucking back, Academy. Go pat your woke ass fucking selves on the fucking back. I am sorry. This is fucking ludicrous. It's fucking asinine. I can't believe this shit. And again, I wanted Joker to win. It could have been any fucking film. Little fucking Women, I don't give a fuck. You guys could have gave that shit to fucking... I don't care. You could have given it to Shazam. I don't care. But a film shouldn't be nominated for Best Foreign Film and then also have the opportunity to win Best Picture. Because none of the other Best Picture nominations had a chance to be nominated for anything else. Yes, the technical awards and all that shit. But if Best Foreign Film is the equivalent of Foreign Best Picture, then why is the films in our country, the country which we all fucking watch in the Academy... Okay, we watch those fucking films. Why is Parasite then nominated to that? Again, how many fucking people in this country seen Parasite? I guarantee it's probably 2% of the fucking population. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So again, you're a little all over the place here, but who cares how many people saw it? It's about what the best film is that the Academy voted for. No,
you're absolutely right. But still, at the end of the day, how many? Okay, so you've been following the Oscars publicly on YouTube for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I mean since I've been a kid, but yeah,
but I mean publicly on a platform. I mean,
sure, yeah.
For a while now,
5 years, 6 years.
Like, I believe, I don't know if you brought this up, maybe one of your colleagues who I don't want to name out here because I don't know what your relationship is. So I don't want to say that. But I believe someone on like an episode of Movie Fight or something said, like, when was the last time we had an Oscar winner that people actually look back 10 years later and be like, yeah, it should have won that. You know, like one of you guys were criticizing like Hurt Locker. Like, when was the last time you popped in Hurt Locker?
It happens. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's what I'm saying about that. That was the point I was trying to make with the 2%.
I mean, the artists, come on, I don't care about the artists. Shakespeare in Love. There's notorious movies.
Crash. That was the Crash was another one, right? That was the point I was trying to make. I amplified it to like again. What I was saying, I still mean. I just don't think I projected it well.
But I don't think Marriage Story is going to get that iconic love. Over
no, but I do think Joker or 1917 is one of those films. I think 1917. People will look back at that many years from now and be like, "Look at what that film did." You know, whereas
technically, I agree, and I love the movie. It's probably up there too. So. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but it did win best cinematography, best visual effects.
Yes,
to me were probably the best two things in that film. There was a lot of great stuff in that movie, but that was the best work in that film. Roger Deakins' cinematography is great.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. 1917 and Joker were also the most popular. They're going to be the most iconic, ones we remember. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, that was my whole reason for the 2% thing. Again, I don't think. I don't think just because you make $1 billion, your film is best picture. If that was the case, God knows Transformers would have won how many by now. But you know,
I think I don't sound award or something.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but I'm just saying, like, look over the past few years. How many of those films do people really go back and revisit constantly?
Let's find out in the comments. Do you guys feel like I think I know the answer, but do you feel like the Academy ever gets that right? I think what's so crazy though is they did this year. I disagree because I do think Parasite will win, will be remembered in that sort of way. But you know, we will see. I do want to say you got another supporter, Christopher M. Robert Storms is not a racist. There you go. You got another one support, and then we have another one here. I want to make sure I called out Noah Klein. What about this? Each movie only gets one nomination per group. Then best film is turned into best overall film, made up of all nominees. Yeah, I think. You know, deciding which, that's a good one, Noah. I think having the studio decide where they're going to submit their film could be a fair thing. I do see it. I don't really care. I think give foreign films a shot. I don't think it's going to happen as often as we think.
No.
Nindroid, Rob is a good man. Go sub to him. There you go. Nindroid likes you too. So you're getting some love here. Cool story, bro. Without foreign directors like Kurosawa, many directors and films we love wouldn't exist as we know it. It's good that Asian film got it. Agreed. And I don't think even Robert that's not what Robert's saying.
I never said anything about the director winning best director or I never said anything about any of the awards. I'm just talking about the best picture and foreign film, the comparison. That's all I'm talking about.
No, you didn't. Jaro 96. Hitchcock did the one take 50 years ago. It's true. Rope was one of the. I mean, so many people. Robert Altman, Scorsese. Many people have done the one take thing. But 1917 sort of took it to a whole new level with. In a war zone. It was impressive. Bunda, our mutual friend, 20 years from now, we'll look back and say La La Land should have won, and Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT, greatest of all time. No, screw La La Land.
Hey.
I don't like La La Land, but he knows that about me. All right, let's make sure we wrapped up this clip so we can get, because I really want to talk Joker versus Parasite, even though you can't talk about it.
This was last year when Roma was nominated. If you are nominated for best foreign film, you should be invalid to be nominated for best fucking picture. Okay, do we go to other countries and in their best pictures is fucking 1917 nominated? That's a legit question. Can someone tell me if that's true or not? I just want to know. It's ridiculous. It's the Oscars and their fucking woke ass fucking agenda, and I'm fucking tired of it. I am tired of these fucking agendas. Why can't the best movie win the best picture? Why do
I mean, that's what happened. The best movie did win Best Picture, right?
In opinion, it's all opinion based.
Sure, but one would argue it did, based off the Academy. The Best Picture did win, but it also won Best Foreign Film.
According to opinion. I mean, a lot of people don't think Green Book was Best Picture last year.
No, true.
Spike Lee didn't think that.
Fair point.
we have to fucking put the anyway? I'm done. My blood pressure is high. I'm done with this. I had too much to drink. I'm not going to go on with this rant. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on
There
it.
you go. All right, so go subscribe.
guys, please hit-
Robert Storms, if you like what he's saying, go ahead and support him. If you don't, no harm either, but just be nice. But there we go. So now we know where we stand. That's the video in question. Look, there's a few parts that are silly that I think don't hold up well, but I think overall you do make an argument for the foreign film, which I want to talk about. But I do want to make sure we agree, like, you are fueling some hatred towards woke agenda nonsense that you're even admitting you didn't really actually think was there. That's the only, if I were to criticize you at all and say, come on, Robert, that's the one thing I think hopefully you can learn from this, as well as the most important thing of seeing the movie first before you knock it.
I never criticized the movie. I never.
You kind of did. You kind of did. I mean, I know you keep saying
I never said the movie sucked. I have to see it first.
Parasite is not a. I get your. Oh, it's. I'm knocking the Patriots when I say they suck. I am. I don't like them. F Tom Brady.
Well, I never even.
It's not respectful. If Tom Brady was in front, he doesn't want to hear that. That's not.
I never said Parasite sucked. I just said fuck Parasite.
It's the same thing, man.
Dude, I could have
arguing semantics. You've watched movie fights. Don't get lost in the semantics.
I could have a fungus on my feet that's a parasite. I could be talking about that.
Clever, but no. You did call out the movie. We have one more here. Support. Thank you for this, Sir Cosmic Paladin. It's sad that with all the real problems going on in the world, people lose their minds over a movie. It doesn't ignore that Phoenix won Best Actor. Look, he did win Best Actor. Shouldn't that be enough? Wasn't that sort of the most important one to really win? Don't you think?
We're a comic book fan, yes, but I felt I have stronger beliefs on the social issues behind Joker. Yes, I was happy Joaquin won, but that's just as a fan going, hey, Joker won twice for performance, with Heath Ledger and so on. That was more of a comic book fan. I wanted the movie to be more recognized for what the meaning behind the movie actually was. Now, again, I haven't seen Parasite. I do plan on seeing it. And I know after hearing you and the 5 million people that attacked me today, that Parasite addresses...
It wasn't 5 million, but yeah like that. I've been there.
But Parasite really dives into the whole poverty and rich and stuff. Now, does Parasite also dive into mental illness and how serious that is?
Yes. I mean,
it does?
Well, I don't want to spoil it. The film has some turns that I don't want to spoil, is how I'll say that. But there's something that happens that's similar. There's like uncomfortable laughter. Surprisingly, there is a head trauma. There is a messed up, mentally challenged moment near the end, sort of different context. But my point is, the rest of it, the social class stuff, is very similar to Joker, and I would argue better. It's hard to argue about this because I know people want to, and they keep saying in the comments. I'm seeing a lot. That's why my eyes keep darting around because I'm trying to follow the conversation. But let's talk about it. Like, why do you not see any faults with Joker as a movie? Is it a perfect film for you?
I don't think any film is perfect. I don't think nothing is ever perfect. Whether it's a video game, a comic book, a novel, a movie, nothing is 100% perfect. That's impossible. I just think it spoke to me personally, because I have people in my family that suffer from mental problems. So the mental aspect and how that the government isn't taking it serious, and how something like this can, like how many times do we turn on the TV and here's another mass shooting, and here's another mass shooting, and here's another mass shooting, and what do? We blame guns. We blame this person. Left side blames the right side blames this side. I like the fact that the Joker addressed that no one is taking mental serious and there's this problem seriously. I like how it addressed that, and I liked how they were able to play on what was real, what wasn't real, your interpretation of that. That's what I liked about it. They did the social aspect of the rich looking down on the poor. That didn't really play as much to me as the mental illness, because you look at what goes on in real life about like all these shootings. That's what I wanted for it to win. So it would give that platform to say we need to pay more attention to these kids that are in school that are suffering, that are getting bullied, and they commit suicide, and they go on these mass shootings because people aren't, paying attention to this. That's what I took away from Joker.
But when I'm pushing, like, do you don't think it was derivative of other classic Scorsese films?
Oh, absolutely.
Like as a film, to me, Parasite was
more original.
Yeah, exactly. I think that it was more original, and it was something different that we haven't seen. Whereas Joker, I feel like I've seen it a lot. It's hard to have this argument because we didn't, you haven't seen it.
yeah, that's the thing. Again, did I call out Parasite? Absolutely. But I never said the movie sucked because I didn't see it. I can't say that. I cannot literally sit there in front of a camera and lie and say, oh, that movie sucked. No, I haven't seen it. How can I say that? I'm just telling you why I was going for a certain movie. Just like I can make the same campaign about Marriage Story and what that does to me personally because of everything I'm going through with my ex-wife. I can just say what the movie did to me personally. When I watch Parasite, I might have a different outlook on Parasite. I'm just comparing what I thought Joker meant and what I think it meant to the people that saw that movie. And again,
you're right. It's fair. It's well done. It has important issues, and I think a lot of people have not taken those issues seriously. So look, I'm not here to knock Joker. I'm with you. I like Joker. I just didn't think Joker was the best film of the year. I think it was a great film and a good film, surprisingly good film. But it's not. I think Parasite stuck with me longer, surprisingly, like Parasite. And I look forward to you being able to seeing it so you can actually then comment. So you are going to review the film. Everyone keeps asking. You will actually watch the film Wednesday, post your reaction. Yes?
If I watch the film Wednesday, the reaction, I guess I could do it on Thursday.
And are you going to be serious and say F the views this time? Or are you going to go for...
No, I'll do like a legit at the desk, like vlog type review of the film. And another reason why, and another reason why I brought up the 2% thing, is because if Parasite has all these great social problems and stuff that it's addressing, and if only 2% of the average people on the street are watching it, how are they getting that message? Where Joker had a larger platform to say that message. That was another reason why I brought up the 2% thing.
Well, Parasite will get that message seen now because it's won both films and it got a lot of press because of that. So it's actually going to help spread the message in a similar way. And what's nice is like I like that it's sort of a film made in South Korea, right? But still relatable and connects to audiences here in America and all over. That's a very impressive thing to pull off. So the fact that it could actually do that for so many people, to me, is another reason why the film was so good. So again, I definitely suggest you watch it. If anybody has any comments as we wrap this up, because I don't want to beat a dead horse. I feel like he's answered the questions. He's been fair. Whether you like it or not, again, we've listened to him. We've heard him out. But if anybody has any other sort of questions to add, I know the chats are running fast. This is just giving you your last warning to chime in. But again, I want to sort of go back to any takeaways. Would you do anything differently? Do you have any regrets on this?
I probably should have went to bed and did that video when I got up.
And then what would that video have been? How would it have been different, you think?
Probably the same thing, but just not over the top with the United States of fucking America. And to be fair, if I lived in Canada, I would have said fucking Canada. It ain't like I'm patriotic, people. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't go for the left side or the right side. I stay out of politics. I say United States of America because that's where the fuck I live. If I lived in fucking I don't know, Brazil, I would have said Brazil. It's just where I live at. To echo what you're saying, I feel like it did sort of throw you into sort of like, oh, he's just some pickup truck Trumper American F the minorities. Like I saw a lot of people like that reacting to you, just assuming that about you, and I don't get that vibe from you. You seem you seem like you have different political opinions. Potentially we might have those, but I don't get any of that vibe, and it's frustrating that people sort of jump there immediately. But you sort of did it because you created this character saying with the America stuff. So you're acknowledging maybe tone that down so people don't just jump to that assumption. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't do another video drunk, but yeah.
alcohol too. Well, look, man, I had a nice conversation with you. I don't think you're racist. Again, I don't know you. I haven't watched a lot of your stuff, but I've now followed. I'll keep track, and I'm happy to keep collabing or do something if you need anything. When you do your video, I'm happy to join you and have a conversation about Parasite with you. We can nerd war out. Is Parasite versus Joker? If you hate it, let me know. We'll come back and I'll find somebody to defend the other. But because a lot of people love Parasite. But look, it sounds like you've listened. I mean, what was it like? I've been there. Were you getting worried today? I know you were at work. That's why we did this so late.
So
we're starting to get a lot of just really mean stuff was headed your way.
Yeah, when I did
any takeaways on that?
Well, when I did the video last night, I noticed it hit 3,000 views in less than an hour, and I thought it was funny. And I went over to my girlfriend, and we looked at it. And then my buddy Adam messaged me, and he's like, "Dude, I don't think you should keep this video up. A lot of people are sending you a lot of hate." I'm like, "Dude, it's nothing." So I went to bed, woke up, and then a bunch of close friends were like, "Dude, Andy just did this clip of you. It's got like 300,000 views." I'm like, ain't no big deal. And then like the Twitter thing started coming through. And I don't normally read comments only because I've gotten so many bad comments back in the past. I don't really read them anymore. But my other buddy told me like to delete the video. I'm like, I'm not going to delete the video. So I put it on private for like an hour. And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, I do believe what I was saying, even though I said it the wrong way. So if I delete it, it's just going to make it look worse. So I might as well at least just put it up there. If anything, at least just fucking own it and keep the fucking the revenue I'm gonna generate from it, you know. So I kept it up there because again, I do believe
you didn't get limited with all the F-bombs.
No. I hardly ever get limited.
Wow, good for you. I mean, I don't know why I mentioned one cancel culture something, and they limit me all the time. But you had a lot of F-bombs. I'm shocked. But anyway, great. I'll keep going.
Certain keywords, but not F-bombs. They don't block me for F-bombs.
Wow, you are a lucky man.
If my channel would have been gone a long time ago in that case. But
all right, so you did it for the view. You realize it's that I've had that recently too. I did this Kobe Bryant video that got me a lot of flack because look, I made an unpopular opinion, but I stand by, but I did it in the timing was off. I see that now and I've apologized and I made a video about it. But everyone kept saying delete the video. I'm like, no, I'm not going to delete the video. I unlisted the video. Like that's a good way to do it. You're like, all right, just unlist it so the Google algorithm doesn't exploit it, and because they always find that one video that's like getting a little bit of drama, and then that's the only video they feed to your feed. Again, if you guys are watching, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because if you're watching and you're actually here more than usual, it's because they only feed you drama stuff like this. That's what happens. So it's like, you know, I love talking about normal movies and not going into this kind of drama, and I'd love to have Rob back to sort of talk about a movie for real, but you guys don't click on them. You guys click on the drama. That's how. And so look, you have to have that decision. Sometimes you go too far. You say something that you believe, but you realize, this is pissing people off. I can relate to that. I imagine that was a tough decision. But look, you stood by it. You realize I'm going to make some money off it. I think that's probably what pissed some people off. Again, because you're fanning the flames of potential fake outrage and wokeness that wasn't really anything that needed to be that angry about. And that just sort of, a lot of people sort of wrote you off because of it. But it seems like you don't care. You don't care about those people. You're doing it to make a living and to get some views. And at the end of the day, that's what you got. So in a way, it's also sort of a win. Do you see it as that?
I lost 100 subscribers, so I don't necessarily call it a win. A lot of those were people that really stuck with me. So I don't consider that a win. But hey, I mean, it got me talking to you. I mean, I followed you for years. I followed you. And so I mean, I guess you gotta take the good with the bad. I suppose you gotta own it. But
always I've learned that the hard way. Always own it. And thank you for those comments. I do want to say, like, I found that video from, I think it was Amanda the Jedi posted it from somebody else. Then I thought, oh, this is funny. So I pulled her video, which someone else had grabbed. So all those 300,000 views weren't all from me, but I obviously put it to a circle of people that then got to you and others that then got it even bigger. So again, it wasn't my intent to go viral with the tweet either, but I didn't mean to rub it in your face, but immediately I didn't know who you were. And then immediately people kept telling me and laughing like, oh, that's Robert. But look, I appreciate all the kind things you've said about me too. And I hope you didn't think I was coming at you. I stand by what I said too, but I wasn't trying to hate on you or cancel you. I just thought, dudes, he's calling out a movie he hasn't friggin' seen.
I'm a level-headed dude. If I can look through your perspective or someone else's perspective, I'll be like, who the fuck is this fat white bald dude just fucking ranting like a fucking lunatic? Dude, I get it. But controversy creates clicks, man. Fucking Eric Bischoff said that with WCW and the NWO. Look, you have to look at it's so hard on YouTube. I worked retail for 17 years and I want to do YouTube full time. But when you're sitting there and you're putting effort and you're doing sincere videos and you're putting so much time and spend so much money on equipment and so on, and you're getting 1,000 views, 2,000 views, you need to start looking outside the box.
Right. Yeah, and it's true. Like again, going to that Kobe video, because I do genuinely, I've unlisted it because I didn't want to cause the drama, because I realized while I believe in the message still wholeheartedly, and I perhaps could have said it better, it was a bad timing. It was unfair to his family, and it was like I wasn't, and as I said in that video, I wasn't trying to like knock him, right? But everyone just was so emotional, they just keep hitting me on it, and I get it. Sometimes you got to take the L and move forward and just at least explain yourself like you're doing. And people eventually move on. They forget. You gotta keep moving forward. And like I said, figuring out a way to sort of jump on this trend. So forget the 100 people. They weren't your supporters. If they're not following you all the way, let them go. Find some new ones. That's the only advice I'll give you. Don't get caught up on the ones that leave. Focus on the ones that are staying, because that's really who you got to be doing it for. That's why we're doing this. Potentially, Rob, doesn't feel like you've generally owned it though. That's feedback. I mean, I think you have. Is there something? I mean, you own it. Own what? I guess it's also the question. I don't understand what he means. I feel like you have owned. You made some mistakes. You were drunk. You still stand by sort of Oscars are woke, and that's something you still stand by, the patting on themselves in the back. And you've acknowledged that you probably shouldn't have gone so pro-America and foreign film. Oh, boo-hoo. But so I feel like you've owned that. Yes. Do you have anything else you want to sort of own up to?
I think I pretty much owned it. The video is still up. People can still go look at that video in its full entirety. I mean, I got the hashtag fuck Parasite shirts coming in Friday. No, I really don't have that, guys.
You should add it to your channel. You never know. I just don't. It's going to only last a week or two before people move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
These are short windows. But look, man, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you. There was some beef there. Jeremy was trying to scoop it and get it, and just we walked it out. So I'm glad you could see I wasn't out to get you. I'm not out to get you. I'm not out to get anybody. Look, sometimes I'm going to call people out when I see them being stupid, if I see it, and they're going to do it to me, just like they already have. So I appreciate you manning up, committing, coming back, coming on here, letting us talk it, because I wanted to give you an opportunity, since I was the one who clipped it and got it seen by a lot of people. I wanted to make sure I could at least explain and give the viewers the chance, and to meet you, because I think, look, people may still not like you. They may not like me. They may, it is what it is. But at least we've given you an opportunity to sort of explain yourself. I feel like I get a better vibe of you. I don't feel like you're a dangerous person to society. I think you made a mistake and a little bit of it. And I think you should next time see the movie before you knock it, or at least admit it and just make it a joke, which I think you were probably trying to do. But then when that gets clipped, it's the thing unloads. And then you control the narrative, and it is what it is.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Any other questions or things you want to ask me or the audience here that are watching?
I not necessarily. There is one more comparison, because I want to go back to sports and compare one more little thing before we go. In baseball, I don't know how familiar you are with baseball. There's the MVP award and the Cy Young award, which is given to pitchers. Pitchers can qualify for that award, also the MVP award, but other players can't, be nominated for the Cy Young award or get that award. That's the way I felt about the foreign films in the best picture category. That is all I was trying to say. It should be nominated for one. That's all. I want to see more exposure for other films that get snubbed and have the potential to get more exposure. If Parasite was best picture, it should have been nominated for best picture, and something else should have been nominated in the place of the foreign film. That's all the point I was trying to make. I took that point, amplified it by 1 million, and I threw in trending topics. So I mean, it is what it is. I own it. I did it. I don't care. I owned it.
Will you keep doing that, or do you think you've learned a lesson? Like, I'm not going to go that extreme again.
Probably not go that extreme again. Will I hit that topic again? I don't know. Like I said, I always try to take the negative and turn it around. Like I said, me and Jeremy clashed because he was attacking Brie Larson. Brie Larson hates men. Brie Larson's all about women and stuff. And I took that and I reversed it and be like, no, Brie Larson said this and Brie Larson said that, and I was on Brie Larson's side. I take those comments, the people who think are woke, and I spin them in a positive side. This time, since I was on the side of Joker, I just took it and went that direction with it. So I'm always going to talk about those sort of things, but I normally always talk about it in a positive light rather than a negative. This is the first time I believe I've ever talked about it in a negative. I could be wrong, but
yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I was talking to Jeremy. He said I can criticize this content. He says he doesn't have a beef with that, and I'm not trying. I'm not, but I'm with you. Sometimes I see some of his content or others, and look, it's an algorithm play. You're trying to batch Brie Larson because it's clicking, and you want to showing or Star Wars sometimes. And I don't love that anymore. I've fallen into that trap a couple times myself, and I'm trying in this new year to sort of just focus on interesting conversations, movie conversations, and give people the chance to be heard, and just have some fun stuff out there. And I'm still going to hate on some movies. We're all going to do that. It happens. Yeah. Those are hot takes that are worth hearing. But I agree there, and I didn't even mean that to knock on Jeremy. Like sometimes it's not even just him. There's a lot of people who do it. I've done it, but I don't like seeing the new trend now of just like, oh wait, I hated on this movie. I got to hate on it 10 more times.
Yeah.
I got to hate on it 20 more times because it's like, I understand why we do it because we got to get paid.
Yeah.
That's how we do this, guys, whether you like it or not. You get frustrated with us if you see, but that's how YouTube sort of divvies out our content. And Robert makes a good point. When we make a movie or a video we care about, we put time into it, and it's actually pretty good. Sometimes YouTube doesn't care because it wasn't called the right thing. And then suddenly it doesn't go out to the subscribers the way it's supposed to. And so as creators, it's a legitimate problem that we face that, wow, to certain people. But, for all your favorite creators, the moral and lesson is support them. You got to go support them like a lot of you did on Super Chats. Thank you for it. Join memberships if people have them, Patreons, not even just for me, but for Robert and anybody you watch. When you get a couple dollars instead of a coffee, throw it to your favorite creators because it really does keep us going so we can make the content you care about. And then we don't have to worry about the algorithm, right? We can find our own little pocket of audiences. So that's the goal. And that's what I imagine you're working to. Yes.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm so tired of the retail game. I love movies. I do comic book videos, right? I do Marvel and DC videos. I love comic books. I don't want to talk about that every day. But if I would, before this incident, if I would have done a review on Parasite, I would have been lucky if I hit 1K in views. But now because of this, if I review Parasite, it's going to get a lot more attention.
True. It is true. The drama rises.
But that's the way it is on YouTube, though. That's the way YouTube puts it out there. It's all about the keywords and the titles and thumbnails, and like I said, I love Marvel and DC. I don't want to talk about them every single day, but that's all that gets clicks on my channels. I branch out a little bit, no views, and I can't make a living on this platform if I'm not bringing in the revenue, that's my mindset behind it. I always try to do.
Sometimes you're falling for the lowest common denominator because look, we've all done it. Any YouTuber doesn't admit to that is lying because we all sort of resorted to that. So I hear you. I do want to call out really quick as we wrap up Armani Martinez. Thank you for the support. You keep the channel going. People remember Heath Ledger over Slumdog Millionaire. If Parasite was in English, then it would have been overlooked like Okja. I don't know how to say Okja.
Yeah.
And Snowpiercer. Look, fair point, but also I just think we remember Heath Ledger because he died. It was just such a tragedy. And it was a great performance that would have still, I think both Jokers are going to be remembered. But that one was just even more special because it was posthumous. He had passed away, and that made it just, how do you forget that? Anyway, yes, thank you for that support, though. And thank you everybody else who supported. So Robert, they know where they can find you on YouTube, Robert Storms. Twitter, they can just find you for Robert Storms. Anything else to sort of close out here as we wrap up? And last chance for comments if anybody's got them, but go ahead. Anything you want to say?
No, I think I pretty much said everything that, I think I just check out my content. I'm laid back, funny guy. I want to do stand up. I do skits and stuff. That's what I do. I don't go after politics or culture. Again, sometimes you got to branch out to get those views,
Well, he did, and I appreciate him coming on, fulfilling the commitment this morning and coming on to talk with you guys. I hear him out. I don't got a problem with him. He made me laugh. He did make me laugh, and at least he is owning some of it and keeping his feet to the things he believes in, and that's all you can ask for people. And I don't think anything. He said was like dangerous. I don't think it. I think he was on the line there of a couple times that we've discussed. But this was, I think, a good conversation to have. And again, you guys now, we heard him out. It's your opportunity to then decide whether you're going to follow, whether you're going to listen. That's your right. But Robert, thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words, for the support on my work, for coming on here, and happy to come return the favor sometime. And I look forward to seeing your review of Parasite. And I'm glad we got to a point where you're like, all right, I'm going to tone it down, and I'm actually going to try and review the film. I'm not just going to go for clicks this time, because I'd be curious to see what you think. I'm curious to see what a lot of people think. Some people it's getting so hyped up that they don't like it. And I think that's a bummer. But it's nice for me. I love that foreign film is starting to get some love and people are giving it a shot. A lot of people have said this is the first foreign film they've seen, and I think that's great. It opens up, as Bong Joon-ho said, those little words, the whole window to a whole type of new movies that you can watch. So bravo to him. Great director. I'm excited to see what he does next. Check out Parasite. Let's all check it out and make her up our own mind. And thank you again for joining us. Just making sure I didn't miss anything as we wrap up. Thank you to all in the comments. Guys, I'll be live tomorrow. I'm here live usually Tuesdays and Thursdays, but tomorrow I got a really fun show called Change My Mind, where me and Jody of Jody's Corner debate news. And I will be actually in Charlotte, North Carolina. If any of you guys are there, look up madmonster.com, doing an appearance there with some fun content, some panels. We'll be doing Nerd Wars live. And then Nerd Wars might not be this week. It's taking a couple weeks break as I have some commitments I got to do, but stay tuned. So subscribe, join if you haven't already. I would love your support. Hit that like button, comment, engage. Thank you so much for watching. And Robert, again, thank you so much for coming on. Go check out Robert Storms' channel over on YouTube. And that's all we got. Thanks for watching. Let me figure out how to end this. And hopefully neither of us are clipped in embarrassing ways from this video tomorrow, but it is what it is. Thank you, man. Great to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Cool. Let's get some sleep. It's like 1 o'clock here in Florida.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. Ending our broadcast. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night. There we go.